Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Je me présente, mon nom est Pierre Caussade. De formation ingénieur, j'ai consacré toute ma vie professionnelle au monde du transport aérien. Les sociétés aéroportuaires, les services du contrôle aérien et les compagnies aériennes.
Providers and also traffic control and airlines. It's very exciting to be able to welcome you to this second day of our symposium, which is dedicated to the crisis in air transport and climate challenges towards new paradigms. We talked yesterday about two very interesting topics, the climate issues as well as new energy sources and technical innovations, which I hope you found interesting and perhaps even filled you with enthusiasm. This morning I have the pleasure of introducing this session, which is dedicated to the operators and the airlines in particular, because the airlines are the ones dreaming specifically of putting the planes of the future in flight and using these new zero-carbon fuels, which, of course, the airlines themselves will have to account for in terms of emissions and greenhouse gas effects associated with operations. We're going to be looking at some of the commitments which have been made and also the results achieved so far, the prospects of which we are starting to see, even if only faintly, for the future. We will be trying to assess whether the existing strategies will be affected or not by the pandemic, which is having profound effects on airlines and aviation. We will be looking in this session at some of the international and institutional issues which are often ignored or ill understood, whereas, of course, the international context cannot be ignored when you're trying to think about regulating aviation as an industry. So let's look at the detail of this morning's program. We have, first of all, an interview with Alexandre de Juniac, the Director General of IATA. Following that, we have a session with Mathieu Blondel, a partner at Arthur D. Little, and we'll be talking here about aviation towards net zero emissions. Following this, we will have two successive panel sessions. During the first, we will have two major European airlines, Air France KLM, as well as the IAG group, which was born from the merger of British Airways and Iberia. We will also have a representative of Airlines for America and of ATAC, the Air Transport Action Group, an association which pulls together all of the players, the aircraft manufacturers, but also airports, air traffic control services, as well as the airlines themselves, of course. During the second panel discussion, looking at the international perspective and institutional issues, we'll be with a former Director General of the French Directorate General for Civil Aviation. We will have various representatives of the World Bank, of Air France, of the French representative to, the former French representative to ICAO, and IATA Africa. But we're going to start without delay with the first interview with Alexandre de Juniac. Let us recall that IATA pulls together some 290 different airlines, which together stand for some 80% of global air traffic. This interview was recorded just a few days ago with Vincent Bomberger, who is a managing partner at the Arthur D. Little